Nobody should ever have to prove they belong. Not in a restaurant, not in a store, and definitely not in a seat they paid for. But that's exactly what happened to me. One day I sat down in first class, feeling like I finally made it. And moments later, I was treated like a criminal. What would you do if someone looked at you like you didn't belong because of your skin? This isn't just a story about a flight, it's about what happens when quiet racism isn't so quiet anymore, and how the truth found its wings. My name's Jamal Harris, I'm 32, I'm a software engineer, born and raised in Atlanta, and let me tell you something real. Growing up, flying first class wasn't just rare, it was impossible. I remember being 8 years old, watching planes take off from the hood of my uncle's busted pickup truck. My mum would say, "You see that? One day you'll be on one of those." Not in the back either. She had that look in her eye, like she saw something in me I hadn't even found yet. Years passed. I worked my way through school, got my first job, then my first promotion. And slowly, painfully slowly, life started opening up. So, when I finally booked my first international flight in first class, I didn't just see it as a seat with more legroom. I saw it as proof that everything I pushed through meant something. I put on my cleanest suit, got to the airport early, boarded that plane with my head held high. But I didn't realize that seat wasn't ready for me. Gate A23, the flight was to London. Check-in was smooth, security barely blinked. I remember smiling at the gate agent. She smiled back, but when I walked onto the plane, things changed. First, the looks, subtle glances from the other passengers in first class. I wasn't loud, I wasn't flashy. I just walked to seat 2A, sat down, exhaled. This was it, I made it, until... "Excuse me, sir, are you sure you're in the right seat?" A voice, sharp, clipped. It belonged to a blonde flight attendant, mid-40s, stern. I paused. "Yes, 2A. That's what my boarding pass says." She stared at me like I just told her I was the pilot. Took the pass from my hand, looked at it, didn't apologize, didn't smile, just said, "Okay," and walked away. But her eyes said something else. They said, "You don't belong here." I tried to brush it off. I really did. But things didn't feel right. Everyone in first class got offered champagne. Me? Nothing. Not even water. The guy next to me got his menu. Me? I had to ask. She handed it to me like I asked for something I didn't pay for. At one point she asked if I worked for the airline, like maybe I was some off-duty staff trying to sneak a seat. I said no. Her lips tightened. Then came the meal. Everyone's food arrived. Mine didn't, I asked politely. She said, "We're working on it, you'll get it when it's ready." But I could see her joking with the man across the aisle, serving wine, smiling. All I